and today we're reacting to Do Not Take Advice from This Guy About Being a Man. Seeing this dude catch a little wind in the whole community. I've been seeing a lot of people reacting to this guy. You know, on this channel we done talked about FitX, Austin, and I feel like these guys be having some good things to say. Sometimes they be saying some corny things, whatever, but ultimately, you know, I'll title the video something along the lines of the worst advice to take from a nigga. The whole time I'm giving y'all the real on how it is, you know what I'm saying? Because I like getting money and I gotta get that bread, so y'all gotta come click and see my perspective. But we gonna see what it is about this one. Let's do it. Have y'all ever used this mouth tape? That's good to go to sleep. I get too claustrophobic. I feel like I'm something being restricted. If I feel restricted in my sleep, it's not good rest. It's kind of just like any other video of these niggas. Bright and early, 4 a.m.
What the hell is this?
So we're gonna be serious about the Lord's business.
Okay. I don't know how realistic this is. Aquaman? Is that what we're looking at right now? Alright.
That nigga just rubbed banana peel on his face. Maybe there's some healing qualities there for the skin. I'm not so sure. It's possible. Thing about it is, right, is so far we've seen the niggas really do a lot of this shit. Now I haven't seen a nigga pop a squat like this on the video before, showing his on some Meg Thee Stallion knee shit. I haven't seen that, but like this isn't too foreign from the things that we've seen with how some of these niggas be moving. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I've had enough. I've seen everything there are niggas. Now, I thought I had a ridiculous morning routine when I showered first and then pooped, but this guy takes the cake. Super duper, and I mean mega viral content creator Ashton went viral over this past couple of days because he has one of the most outrageous morning routines on a day-to-day basis. The last time I checked his page, he said he had like 8 billion views based off of doing this type of content, and that's total, of course, but there has to be some legitimacy to what he's doing, because on every single platform, we're talking hundreds of millions of views on.
Right, yeah. So it sounds like we all need to be on follow this nigga's morning routine to a T because it yields success. So it must sound like, nigga, we need to go ahead and start putting banana peel on our skin.
Just his content. There's a few things about Ash that are driving people to him. One, he has a ridiculous morning routine. I mean, most of his morning routine seemingly is wasted. If I'm being 100% honest with you, there's like a whole gap between like 4 o'clock when he wakes up and 6 o'clock when he actually goes to the gym, where he does virtually nothing and nobody's talking about it. It looks like he did some scrolling and maybe some note taking, but I promise you, you don't need 2 hours to do that. Get up and go to the gym, buddy. Another thing is the constant bowl of water dip. The face bowl of water dip that I've seen in the past couple of days has totally taken me out.
It's like, I guess it's like a mini cold plunge, I guess. It's like a, you know, a little bit discomfort. Have y'all ever tried like consistently doing cold plunges or taking cold showers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have. I tried to do it for a while. It's something like I could do it, keep up for a few days, but then my body starts fiending for a warm shower, and that's probably like the point is probably to fight over that fiend for that. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get whatever result you're looking for. But essentially, bro, like I need me a nice warm shower, but I guess maybe the face cold plunge, it's like a wake up, you know, mechanism, little shock to the body that gets you going. He don't want to do the full, like, you know what I'm saying, the full shit. But so he really likes that water.
The banana peel on the face, or having these guys follow you around and record you in probably the most ridiculous and inefficient ways. I think a lot of this lifestyle content is over exaggerated. Hell, he even fake dropped one of the water bottles to make himself seem more realistic, but the camera angles that he got for the dropped water bottle let us know that it's unrealistic.
I think that was more so to, maybe he's sponsored by this water company So it was like, fuck that water bottle, use this blue one that I'm always
It's
using.
the most maddening thing in the world. So many variants of this guy has popped up, and I don't blame him because a lot of them are gaining some sort of traction. There's a lot of content out there right now that is depicting this successful lifestyle, and specifically the successful lifestyle of a man. Now, for the most part, it is positive. We know what male representation on the internet looks like. It has a pretty bad stigma, but it does have me questioning and wondering, why the hell are so many people so interested in this lifestyle? I know extreme versions of things are always attractive, but it's amazing to me how super viral these contents go, where people are doing just the most outrageous things in the world, and people tie them to masculinity to the point where even people are willing to pay thousands, and I mean thousands of dollars, to get involved in different courses, workshops, and boot camps to show you how to really become a man.
I can commend. Whoa, we're gonna get into whatever's about to happen here. But I can commend niggas that look into, let's say, wanting to better their life or situation, and then so they start doing the research how to better my life, and one of the main things you see in these things when you read, when you just read a lot of books and certain things, you always see some consistencies in having a morning routine. So then what do? What is a good morning routine? Wake up at 5 a.m. Get extra. So I started when I was like 15 years old, before really all of this shit. I read this book. I forgot who it was by, but it was called Life Savers or something like that. And the Savers was an acronym that stood for silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, which is writing, right? And so I was supposed to do all of those things every single day in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And he was breaking down that, like, depending on what you have, the duties that you have in the day, you had to, you know, wake up at a good enough time to get all those things done, right? I think all those things were supposed to take an hour top, like in collection, an hour tops, right? And you know, I really do. At 15, I started this. I feel like this really helped develop my brain in a certain way to start moving a certain way, which has essentially helped create the man that I am today. You feel what I'm saying? Like having certain responsibilities. I say all that to say, you know, this video, I'm already yapping a lot. I say all that to say, like, I'm not upset at a nigga that sees that sees these people move a certain way and think that's it. Because when I read the book, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I do. And although the results that I thought maybe I would be a millionaire by 20 since I was doing that, that's not the case. But it does change something in your brain when you stick to those things. You feel me? You develop good tendencies. You feel me?
No junk food, no women, no parties, and no alcohol. This place banned everything that is not making men grow. It's an exclusive venue hidden in the mountains of Bali that is perfect for the guys who want a place to focus 100%.
Is that an efficient workout? Ride the bike and do bicep curls at the same time?
And on their goals without distractions. It has a huge, fully equipped gym, a spa with hot and cold pools, a wood-burning sauna, and a team of private chefs that cook healthy food any time of the day. Hundreds of successful businessmen, top-tier athletes, and self-development enthusiasts have already joined the community and completely changed their lives. But not anyone can join. To enter, you need to submit an application to prove that you are dedicated enough to be a part of the community. Would you?
I'm not dedicated enough to being around niggas for however long months and days. Like, I need some female interaction. I need to be able to touch the bosom of my woman and shit. But I just got a bunch of niggas around me every day. Like, I'm straight on that. I'm gonna get my work done. Goddamn.
Come here.
I'm gonna go to the gym. I don't need
summer camp, and more importantly, paying $8,000 to $10,000 in order to determine whether you are a man or not, to take the next level or not, to hone in your dedication or not. It's probably not the way that the modern man thought he would have to go about validating his masculinity. But we are in 2025. We are in an era where people need to make money, and we are in an era where honestly, it's being questioned on a day-to-day basis. And what's crazy is the people who are pushing these things are sowing the seeds of division more and more when it comes to what is and is not masculinity than anything, in my opinion. But we're now at the point where we have content creators that are analyzing and over-analyzing every single step you make, down to the point of how you hold a briefcase in a business interview or how you pull out a chair in a business interview separates you from being a weak man to a masculine man.
Reels fitness content creator that teaches people how to.
We talked about this guy
presence while doing mundane activities like pulling up a chair to a table.
Most of you will be leaning over the chair.
I don't know why he says most of you here, because I don't think I've pulled up a
I've never pulled a chair out like this with my back, my ass cracks pointed to the back. Never.
chair like that in my entire life.
Make that chair serve you.
Apparently this is useful information, and he calls this knowledge body kinetics.
Just unrealistic, performative, and honestly lacking no substance. And then of course on the far end of the spectrum you have the red pill community, who definitely has done its fair share of damage that we don't have to talk about right now. The reason why this content exists in 2025 and is literally thriving and doing as well as it is because
there's a lot of lackluster motherfuckers out here right now. A lot of niggas that aren't on shit right now. Feels like it's at an all-time high.
Because there has been this growing sentiment that there is some sort of void when it comes to the masculinity space. I mean, people have been looking for content creators, words of advice, self-help, etc., etc. But especially when it comes to manhood, literally, as Anthony Mackie would say, manhood is under attack. Masculinity is under attack.
I keep my boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like your kids. I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Mm-hmm. In the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our community. But I raised my boys to be young men. My boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you.
I can appreciate that.
They will always open the door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night, this alarm is on, you text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up. Because we're men. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing.
The non-existent burglar. All right,
that right there, that's a problem. What that nigga just said is a problem. That's a problem. The non-existent burglar. Wait, I don't know what he's about to say, but there's no way us all watching that have a issue with what did he say? Whatever he said at the beginning about niggas dress be like having swag and shit, whatever the fuck. I don't know, but I probably need to run that back and listen. But I've already talked so much, so we're gonna move forward. But that right there, that's no issue with that. Bro, you have responsibilities. I'm an actor. I'm moving around. I'm da-da-da, this is that and the third. I make the money for the fam. I understand. You always you say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Thank you. This. My mom raised me on all these things. Respectful things. Open the door for a lady. You see a lady about to struggling, about to come. Open the door, da-da-da. What?
The way. Anthony Mackie got a lot of hate for his comments, and I do think some people jumped out of the gun. Now, I won't be addressing any of the dog whistles and stuff like that. That's not me. That's not my life. And
dog whistle?
It's not my platform to speak on, but I will address the masculinity portion of it. Now, I was raised on some of those very same principles.
Okay.
No shoes over $100. Lock up the house.
I never had that. No shoes over that.
Etc., etc. Take the trash out. Be polite. Blase, blase, blah. But also, my mom was born before Martin Luther King got assassinated, so I would assume her to have some of those ideals and principles. I think when we even talk about masculinity, it's always tied to the most surface level things. Like outside of the content that Astronaut was putting out, or any of the other lifestyle content creators, because we know that they're trying to exaggerate for clicks and views. Every time we talk about masculinity, it's tied to this specific moment where some murderous person or some pew-pew man comes through your door, tries to burglarize you and a family, and you have to step up. And that moment right there is the moment that validates your potential masculine vibes. You have to be ready when that shows its head, because if you're not a man. Saying yes sir, no sir, having
if I'm the nigga in the house, and my girl in here, my son in here, and motherfuckers start rustling and bustling, I'ma die for that. That's what it is to be the man of the house, to have a family. If you're not willing to die for your family, if you're not willing to die or go to jail for your family, I don't feel like you should have one. That's what I think. Like, if you're not really ready to step out, if some shit going on and some shit sound crazy downstairs, it's time, because it's time for me to protect my family. I don't think that's a problem. That's how I see shit. That's how I feel.
Good manners makes you a man. I don't know, the correct posture makes you a man. Being humble by depriving your kids of the things that make kids cool or the things that people talk, that's what makes you a man. I think this is a tough way to talk about it. And then they always talk about the provide piece as well from a financial aspect. But the crazy part about it is those things don't happen anymore. That man doesn't come into your house, doesn't happen. We're not on the Oregon Trail. Sure, I'm not saying that you haven't gotten into a fight at a bar before and you had to defend your woman's honor, but that's because you got drunk in college and so you had to step in for some mess that you made. Being a man would probably say, you know, handle your liquor better in public or don't take your woman to be in situations like that, you know? But those are fringe situations. And even to the conversation about providing, the way that the economy is set up right now, capitalism being capitalized, both of y'all are going to have to provide in order for it to thrive. So I've seen the conversation of the perpetuated, oh, well, I have to be the breadwinner, et cetera, et cetera. Look, just be happy that you live in a household that has 2 thriving incomes. That's the goal, honestly. And I do think that there are some
especially right now, bro, shit is crazy. If you're not making, like, if you're not really getting to it, it's gonna be a little bit difficult if you're not really, really good at managing your bread and, you know, you kind of, you're sacrificing certain things. You feel me? Like, and I'm saying certain wages aren't livable, but some wages aren't livable. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I think that's true in that case, you feel me, for a lot of Americans right now.
Actual healthy conversations to be had about the death of masculinity or masculinity being under attack. There's potentially some systemic things that we could talk about in those regards, but it's always left at that surface level conversation about the aesthetics. What happens when, you know, your wife is on the side of the road and a car splashes some water on her? Do you catch it with a jacket, or do you hold the door for 18 grandmas in a row? It's always something overly exaggerated. And then when men express themselves in different ways, people also see that as traditional masculinity being under attack. One of the biggest talking points about this is fashion and how fashion has changed for men. See, back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, wearing anything besides your Wrangler or Lee or Levi jeans, a button-down work shirt, and then some brown work boots was considered to be taboo or more like zesty. But so now recent fashion trends have really pushed the boundaries as to what masculinity is. We're talking about things like earrings or hair being a different texture or a different color, or worse yet, nail polish.
So show us the nails.
Don't get a close-up of my nails.
No?
Listen, I've been on the road. I'm gonna do like this.
But we see a pop of color.
Yeah.
What was the impetus for it?
Expression.
Expression.
Personally, you ain't never gonna catch me with my nails painted. Get them done, I'm not mad at that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get their nails done. I would like to get my shit done more often. You know what I'm saying? But the painting shit, I'm not going.
Expression.
Yeah, expression. You know, I'm creative. I'm expressive. And there's so many ways to do that.
Your nails look better than mine.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They do.
Don't do that.
Between that and the thousands, and I mean thousands of gay people that you see on TV doing things like, you know, kissing or holding hands or just living their regular life, the internet truly believes that masculinity is under attack. Now, I rebuke like 99.9% of these conversations, because ultimately when we do talk about what masculinity is, it's just somebody who is a man living a specific different life. Like, a gay man is still a man who paints his nails is still a man who wears a merce is still a man. It doesn't make him less of a man, especially because I don't understand how the sliding scale generally works. Like, if you are more of a provider on this end, but then you wear a dangly earring on this end, shouldn't it balance out on the masculine scale? Or do you have to be 100% of the depiction that you saw when you grew up to be some sort of man? And even what is that picture? Why are we questioning it so much in today's day and age?
And it's a cultural problem because men are very...
That guy right there wrote a lot of great books, y'all. If y'all know that man right there, get some research done and go read some of his novels.
Confused. You have to see who you are and see the virtue in it and see the power in that. I didn't have that confusion when I was growing up. You know, So now it's very difficult because you're being told that all these things that you feel naturally are negative. They're only negative if you can't control them.
The negativity that he's talking about is the growing anti-male sentiment that exists not only on the internet, but that's creeping over into the mainstream media. Picture this, you're a young man living your life in Idaho of all places, and you were growing up feeling the natural feelings, you know, protector, provider. Somebody came through the house, I got you, honey, type feelings. You want to get married, you want to settle down, you want to have kids, you want to grow and be successful in a job, you want to participate in physical activities, just normal things that we would associate with being a man. But then here we are having women and other unidentified participants on the internet questioning what a man is, why men do this, is this a bad part about being a man, to the point where it's attacking everything that you wanted to do in life. There's tweets out there talking about, I've never met a woman that was truly happy in marriage, or that their life improved under marriage, and that's specifically directing it to the men in this specific conversation. Like everywhere that you turn and twist, there is a conversation about why men and women shouldn't coexist, or why they're not doing the right things as a man, or what you do as a man, even if it feels right and natural, is valid. And I can understand why people feel some sort of way to those sentiments, because especially if you don't have the ability to discern what is good or bad information, what are trolls or what are people you should just ignore, it can seem like you can do no right in today's society. But what they're targeting mostly, and I mean mostly, again, there are definitely some bad actors, is toxic masculinity over anything. And again, there's extremists on both sides, but toxic masculinity has been the thing that have even hurt and ended men's lives in the past. It's the reason why your grandfather was so darn mean and angry. It's the reason why these men end up incarcerated, or, you know, end up doing gang-related activity, or all these bad things. Toxic masculinity literally ends people's lives. And so now you're to a point where you have these people trying to grasp at straws and make up new rules and try to determine and define what masculinity is, all in hopes to either A, sell their own product, or B, further divide the community.
Well, his nickname's Tampon. No real man has a nickname like that. Well, that's what it is. I'm sorry. I didn't make it up. He wants them in boys' bathrooms. Real men don't talk about how they can beat other guys up. They don't talk about how masculine they are. Maybe if you're a professional fighter, you can do that, but I don't know people that do that, and I know a lot of tough guys, like this guy, Greg Gutfeld. I have rules for men. They're just funny. They're not that serious. Like, you don't eat soup in public. You don't cross your legs, and you don't drink from a straw. And one of the reasons you don't drink from a straw is because the way your lips purse. It's very effeminate. And his excuse was, well, I was drinking a milkshake. Again, you shouldn't be drinking a milkshake. Milkshakes are for kids.
They're delicious.
Yeah, if having to police how people drink out of straws, you know, eat soup, or...
Yeah, like, I think now these extremes, my big things I feel like that I fall into are the protecting my house, providing for my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Certain fashion things I won't do, but I'll wear the baggy jeans with the shirt that's somewhat cropped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a dangling earring type of thing. Certain things I just don't like the dangling earring thing, the nail polish thing. That's not me. The nose ring thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not me. You feel me? And yes, and is it because they remind me of kind of womanly things? Yeah, but I don't look at a nigga and be like, he less of a man because he rocking that. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, those are kind of womanly to me, right? So I don't do them. You know, and then also, you know, you're a man, like, open the door for your girl, you feel me? Or open the door for women in general, your mother. Bro, if I'm walking to the doors coming, bro, my mom did something, let me open the door for my mother. My grandmother, this person's mother, this person's a grandmother. It's a respect thing. Thank you, no thank you, da-da-da, this is then the third. No, I know certain, that's like some southern shit though. I know y'all say it up north, you know, forget, my up north people don't get on my ass right now. But I do know for a fact, y'all are ruder than us. Y'all are. Y'all ruder than the southern folk. That's why there's southern hospitality, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm on some yes ma'am, no ma'am shit, you feel me? Like, that's how I feel. So, you know, again, I'm not upset at a man that wants to better himself, like the niggas doing the 5 a.m. shit. Maybe he thinks you're supposed to run, da-da-da. Well, let that man figure that shit out. That, okay, I'm not trying to run, jump in the pool every day, put my head in water 3 times a day, this is that. But you're going to grab some good qualities from that if you stick to them. You think it's not a good idea to wake up early in the morning every day? That's definitely good for you. Like, it's promoting healthy habits, but sometimes they're taken out of, like, they're taken to the extreme. You feel me? That's how I feel. I think we kind of got enough from this video. Shout out Omizi for that video, you know, and his takes and stuff, especially the Anthony Mackie thing. Like, again, the $100 shoe shit, whatever he said in the beginning, I'm talking about when it gets to that parts about all the other shit, bro, I'm with it. That's how my son gonna be ready. I'm telling you, that's how it's gonna go. That being said, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm great for y'all. Thank y'all so much for pulling up and binging recipes on the channel, man. That being said, we gonna ADD lad do it.